So, do you remember the chick that Bruce Wayne slept with?
Vaguely.
Do you know why? Vaguely? Because they only show her laying in bed and him looking out the window. They don't show them having sex. They only allude to him having slept with some random person.
And she's just...
So you don't know her name. She's just some random chick that was in his bed. That's like, we know Bruce Wayne fucks. That's established. We don't have to see him fucking to establish.
True. But
and there's things where you're like, this is a grown-ass man running around the world with his fucking shirt off. And I'm like again, this is like...
Which one of the Batmans, the Christian Bale Batmans, when he decides to get into his freaking Audi supercar and chase after people and wreck his car while chasing after people, and they're like, "What was wrong?" He's like, "Oh, I had to get somewhere. I'm Bruce Wayne. I'm faking a concussion."
Yeah. Well, but I think it was that same thought, like he's there with like two chicks or something.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't have to be vulgar and gross about it, but in modern times it's like...
So you think they really nerfed him then?
I think they did. I think that was like I think that was intentional in a way. They
robbed him of his sexuality.
I think they did, in a way that was like, it kind of irked me in the sense that, again, you don't have to make him a sex object in that way, but you already did, because you have him running around with his fucking shirt off.
That's very interesting that you point that out, because when I think about Green Lantern, Hal Jordan there was always a very expressed sexual tension between Hal Jordan and the chick who was running the program, because her dad owned the company or something like that, the aerospace company that was developing the flight systems or whatever they were doing. There's always a lot of sexual tension. And then the Flash always had his girlfriend.
Have you seen Flashpoint, the DC animated movie?
Yeah.
They like make fun of him being gay, like, but it's like a joke where they're like, I think his mom is asking him like, "Oh, if you like guys, that's okay too," and he's like, no, wait, what? And it's like it's like one of these things where like they're even like, that's how you make fun of it in 2018, 2017, 2019. Like, that's funny. It's and that's how shit would actually happen. You're not gonna like not have that come up at all. Like the fact that, and I think part of it was they were alluding to Flash being made fun of as like, people never knew if he was gay. Like, people in real life never knew if the character was gay, and they always like wondered. So then they made fun of that in the Flashpoint, where it's like he doesn't acknowledge it one way or the other, but he's like, wait a minute, and it's like that's not the point. And they skip over it, but they like address it in a funny way.
I think it was in the 80s. There was an attempt at a live action Flash TV show, right?
Who they brought back the guy to play on the new TV show as the dad.
Yeah, which is awesome. And I remember when the whole show was basically initially driven by this exploration of the abilities, and the person leading the exploration was this female scientist, and there was definitely a love interest there. And I remember when he was testing the first suit, and it didn't have the wings or any of the cool accoutrement. It was just a red, heat resistant Teflon suit basically. And he's running around, and he's going faster and faster, and before all his clothes would start catching on fire or whatever, fall apart. And he picks her up, and he's carrying her around, and her clothing starts to tear, and so they stop. And I always thought they missed a really good opportunity to jump to like her in bed, him like brushing his teeth and combing his hair and shaving, doing all this stuff, like standing in front of the mirror but having like 12 arms, just doing a bunch of stuff, like, because they could do that stuff. And just her being like, incredible. They missed a really good opportunity for something like that.
They would have done that in the mid 2000s and early late.
They would have made fun of that kind of, because like, even though the Flash gets it done in like a couple of minutes, it's like probably not a couple of minutes worth of physical activity for a normal person. Who knows what the other person's experiencing.
Yeah. No, and that's, I think they joke about that shit on the TV show with him and his wife, but I don't know if like I haven't watched those early episodes in a while, because I'm pretty sure it's like there'll be situations where somebody else, like a third party's asking them about something, and it's like they'll ignore it away, but the show definitely like skirts sexual content, and that's kind of, again, this is for fucking teenagers, man. Like, this is CW shit. So if they're like talking about
they really
sexual,
shouldn't be talking about these things.
I mean, but they have to. You can't have Oliver Queen out in a club.
That's true.
Not alluding to him banging fucking Laurel and her sister.
It's true.
Like, otherwise the story makes no sense.
Because he's basically Bruce Wayne in a different city.
Yeah, like you can't have the Arrow not be a womanizer. It doesn't make any sense. Because of the way this, like, Oliver Queen's story has to work.
You can, but he ends up being Hawkeye.
Right.
And he is married and has kids. And is like bound by some like high code of morals that allow him to become the Ronin, and not to be confused with the Kree Ronin, but like the ninja Ronin, who is like all about some swords now. And I'm sure you've seen the trailer.
Yeah.
And saw him with his mohawk, and I think that's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Because I remember the Ronin being like a much more merciless, not to be fucked with character. Like he seemed like he had something taken away from him. And he's like,
because I'm wondering if they're going to say, say his family survived the snap, but the Yakuza killed him.
Ooh.
Where it's something that didn't even, like, we didn't see him for so long, but it was like because of whatever else, and they didn't even get taken out by the snap, which everybody probably assumes is his motivation, but when they see that, but it's like, I think the fact that he's in Japan, I think his family probably he was probably in hiding, his family probably got taken out by the Yakuza coming after him, because they were in hiding, and again, for whatever storyline they set it up. Mainly because I forget the actor's name. One of the guys who's listed on the IMDb, they don't have